My entitled twin sister destroyed my designer wedding dress the night before my wedding because she was jealous she wasn't getting married first, but then our rich aunt stepped in and did something that made her regret everything. I, 27F, really need your advice about a horrible situation with my twin sister Sarah, 27F, that happened at my wedding last month. I'm still processing everything and could use some outside perspective. Growing up, Sarah and I were close like most twins, but there was always an underlying competition between us. Our parents tried their best to treat us equally, but Sarah always had to be first at everything. From the moment we were born, she made sure to come out 3 minutes before me, and she never let me forget it. I'm the older twin, she would constantly remind me, especially when she wanted something. I should get to choose first. Our childhood was filled with these little power struggles. She had to get better grades, had to get her driver's license first, had to get into a better college. If I scored a 95 on a test, she would have a meltdown if she only got a 94. She even deliberately failed her driver's test the first time when she found out I passed mine, just so she could retake it and get a higher score than me. Most of the time I just let her have her way to keep the peace. Our parents would always say that's just how Sarah is and expect me to be the reasonable one. I remember one Christmas when we were 16, Aunt Linda got us matching Tiffany bracelets. Sarah threw such a fit about us having the same thing that I ended up losing mine just to stop her tears. Years later, I found it hidden in her jewelry box. She had stolen it because she couldn't stand us having identical gifts. The problems really started when I got engaged to my now husband James, 29M, last year. Sarah had been dating her boyfriend Tom for 5 years at that point, and she always bragged about how they would get married first. Every family gathering, she would drop hints about rings and venues, making sure everyone knew she and Tom were practically engaged. The night James proposed, he had arranged a beautiful rooftop dinner with fairy lights and our favorite music. When I called Sarah to share the happy news, her reaction was chilling. There was a long silence, then she whispered, "You knew I was supposed to be first. You always try to steal my spotlight." Then she hung up. She refused to speak to me for weeks and told our family I had stolen her thunder. She even called James's parents and told them we were rushing into marriage and that James had originally been interested in her first, a complete lie. He'd never even met her when we started dating. When she finally started talking to me again, every conversation was filled with backhanded comments. "Oh, you're having a spring wedding? I always imagined getting married in spring. I guess I'll have to pick a different season now. When I eventually get engaged. Or that's a beautiful ring, even if it's smaller than what Tom says he's going to get me." Eventually she calmed down enough to agree to be my maid of honor, though she complained about everything during the wedding planning. Nothing was good enough. She hated the venue, criticized the flowers, made snide comments about the food choices. But I put up with it because she's my sister and I wanted her to be part of my special day. The real drama happened the night before my wedding. I had splurged on my dream dress, a custom designer gown that cost $12,000. Our wealthy Aunt Linda had actually paid for it as her wedding gift to me. The dress was absolutely perfect and I felt like a princess in it. The dress was hanging in my hotel room while my bridesmaids and I had a low-key dinner the night before. Sarah claimed she had a headache and skipped dinner. When we got back to the hotel around 9 p.m., I found Sarah in my room, and my beautiful dress was completely destroyed. She had taken scissors to it, cutting huge holes in the bodice and shredding the delicate lace. The pure white fabric was also stained with what looked like red wine. I completely broke down crying while Sarah just stood there with this smug look on her face. When I asked her how she could do this to me, she laughed, and said, "Now you know how it feels to have something important taken away from you. You knew I was supposed to get married first." I'll never forget the look in her eyes at that moment. There wasn't a trace of remorse or sisterly love, just cold satisfaction at causing me pain. Through my tears, I managed to choke out, "We're twins, Sarah. Why can't you just be happy for me?" She walked over to where I was crumpled on the floor and knelt down, getting right in my face. "Because you don't deserve any of this," she hissed. "You've always been the favorite. Aunt Linda's perfect little angel. Mom and Dad pretend to treat us equally, but everyone knows they're prouder of you. Even Tom. I've seen how he looks at you sometimes. Well, now your perfect wedding is ruined, just like you've ruined everything for me." I was shocked. "Is that really what you think? That I'm the favorite? Sarah, our parents have spent our whole lives making excuses for your behavior and forcing me to give in to keep you happy." But she wasn't listening anymore. She just stood up, brushed off her dress, and said with chilling calmness, "I hope you can find something nice at David's bridal in the morning. Though it won't be designer, of course." Then she walked out, leaving me sobbing on the floor surrounded by the ruins of my dream dress. I was hysterical and my bridesmaids had to physically remove Sarah from the room. I called my parents sobbing, but they just told me to calm down and that Sarah is going through a hard time. They suggested I try to find a backup dress at a department store in the morning. I couldn't believe they were taking her side after what she'd done. In desperation, I called my Aunt Linda and told her what happened. She was absolutely livid. Not only had Sarah destroyed the expensive dress she paid for, But she tried to ruin one of the most important days of my life out of pure spite. Aunt Linda immediately sprang into action. Sweetheart, dry those tears, she said, her voice steel hard with determination. No niece of mine is going to have her wedding ruined by a jealous sister. Give me 30 minutes.